Hi guys, welcome to math. We are continuing measuring. Again, if you have no cubes, no big deal. You can use pasta, you can use paper clips, you can use all of the same size Legos. You do what you need to do. Here is our solve and share for 12-4. Use cubes to measure the length and the height of the poster. Tell whether the poster is longer or taller. How do you know? So here is my poster. Now my poster has two purple lines on it. One line tells the length and one line tells the height. Now, if I ask you how tall are you, do you measure across your body? Or do you measure from your feet to your head? So how tall you are is your height, and you would measure from your feet to your head. And the length for a picture-wise is on the bottom for our picture. We also call it the width. So this is going to be our height up and down, and this down here is going to be our length, okay? So how do you know, or how can you tell if the poster is taller or wider or longer, taller or longer? You don't actually really need your cubes today because you can tell which one's taller and which one's longer, or if it's taller or longer. But I will still use my cubes. Remember, my cubes look a little different because I'm holding them up to a screen, and there is going to be a little way that it looks longer, but it really isn't. So I'm going to try my best to show you that it is 2 cubes long, and it is about 4 cubes high or tall. So if we answer the question or the sentence on the bottom, the poster is blank, then it is blank. We are going to use the word longer or taller. The poster is taller than it is longer. So it is taller going up and down than it is going side to side. All right, guys. Now we are going to go to our visual learning.
You can measure objects to compare and order their lengths. What does it mean to compare lengths? You find the object in a group that is longer or shorter than the others. What does it mean to order by length?
What does it mean by to order by length? We are going to try to order them based on how long they are. So we could start with the shortest and go to the longest, or we can start at the longest and go to the shortest. We need to put them in order.
You line up objects by their lengths, from longest to shortest, or from shortest to longest. To measure the objects, you can use connecting cubes. About how many cubes long is the eraser?
Okay, select each object to show measuring using connecting cubes.
The eraser is about 3 cubes long. The marker is about 6 cubes long.
How many do you think the paintbrush is? If the marker is 6, how many do you think the paintbrush is?
The paintbrush is about 8 cubes long.
The eraser is about 3 cubes long. About how many cubes long is the marker?
Oh, we already did that. It
The
is.
marker is about 6 cubes long. Which is longer, the marker or the eraser? Which is shorter? How do you know?
Okay, which one is longer? The marker is longer because it takes up more cubes. The eraser is shorter because it only has half the amount of cubes. It only has 3 cubes.
The marker is longer than the eraser because 6 is greater than 3. That also means the eraser is shorter. How do you know that the paintbrush is longer than both the marker and the eraser?
How do you know? What do you notice? I'm going to draw a line from the end of that marker because all of these sides are lined up. So I'm going to draw it on this side, my pretend line. How do we know?
The paintbrush is about 8 cubes long. So the paintbrush is longer than the marker because the marker is 6 cubes long. It is also longer than the eraser because the eraser is 3 cubes long. How do you know the paintbrush is longest?
We are comparing how many cubes there are, and we can compare their length because they're all lined up.
The paintbrush is the longest because it is 8 cubes long. That is greater than the length of the eraser, which is 3 cubes. It is also greater than the length of the marker, which is 6 cubes. Which object is the shortest?
Which one?
The eraser is the shortest. How can you put the objects in order from longest to shortest? The paintbrush is the longest, and it is listed first. The eraser is the shortest, so it is listed last. The marker is in between, so it is listed in the middle.
Now you know how to compare and order objects by their lengths.
All right, guys. This was a pretty simple lesson. So let's go straight into our practice. Let me adjust a little bit. Find each object in your classroom. Well, your classroom is home right now. So I would like you guys to measure using what you have to measure a bookshelf. And if you don't have a desk, measure a table. Now, I know that this could be pretty tricky to do at home, but we're going to try our best. Now, if you just have to measure these pictures, that's fine too. If I were to measure this picture, then it would probably be about 3 cubes long. If I were to measure at school our bookshelf, we were probably thinking that it is probably about 50 cubes long. Now this could be something that you do with somebody in your family using paper clips or pasta or Legos, or it could be something that you do on the piece of paper. This is up to you. But remember, you need to make sure that you are starting at the end and lining them up so that they are touching, not overlapping, and no gaps in between. So based on what we see in this picture, which one is longer, the bookshelf or the desk? Which Which one do you think is longer, the bookshelf or the desk? I would say the bookshelf is longer. Because if I even use my cubes would be longer than each other. So if I was going to measure this one, the bookshelf is about 2 cubes, while the desk is about 1 cube. Let's take a look at the how. Do you understand? Show me. How do you know which object is shorter? How do you know which object is longer? So if I line up the sides, I'm going to stick this one right here. That one is 4 cubes long or tall. And then here, I'll lay it down on its side. There's 4. And then this one is 3, so that one is shorter. And then I'm going to make it 2. Make sure that the sides are lined up. And here is the 1. I made something that looks like stairs. So which one is the shortest? 1 is the shortest. Which one is the longest? The bottom one is the longest. And I know I'm comparing them correctly because the side is all lined up. Okay guys, thanks for learning with me in our math today. I will be putting up the practice page on Seesaw. See you later. Bye.